Deliverable 4, Visually Persuading Your Viewer. The pictures that were chosen to highlight for each city were for a family medical center in New York City, Miami, Phoenix, and Denver. The three things I'm going to touch on in depth are cultural familiarity, importance of framing a viewer's perspective, and visual emotional appeal. Cultural familiarity. There are two types of cultural familiarity. They are age cultures and activity cultures. Paul Lester states that people are attracted visually to images that show cultures to which they belong. Carol is talking about cultural familiarity, but she's thinking as long as the pictures look American, that it doesn't matter if all the images are the same. Caleb and Daniel are also talking about cultural familiarity when they talk about using the same sort of images for each city. The problem with that is that someone's doctor's office in Miami is going to look different than someone's in Denver. When looking at each picture and how it relates to cultural familiarity, the New York City picture of the female who is in the nice clothes getting examined by the doctor, this will relate to people in New York City because they are generally nicer dressed and more worried about their appearance. The Miami picture is culturally familiar because it looks like nice weather with flowers and palm trees in the background. In the Phoenix-based picture, the patient is wearing shorts and a t-shirt because it is generally warm there, and if you look closely, you can see the palm trees through the blinds. The Denver picture shows a little girl who is getting her arm and hand checked out. The girl is wearing long pants and a sweater, just as someone would wear in the cold weather of Denver. Framing a viewer's perspective. It can be argued that all communication is persuasive. Lester states that persuasive visual communication will utilize visual elements to heighten and satisfy response from a viewer. Samuel was the one that touched on this. The viewers of the website's perspectives, Samuel wants to know how the images will make people feel like they will get better, or experience a miracle, or receive better treatment here than at some other facility. This can be shown on all four of the pictures. The New York City picture shows the doctor and the patient. It is obvious that the doctor is very concerned about the patient by the look on his face. The Miami picture is great for this because it persuades viewers to think that the doctors and nurses go above and beyond by taking the woman patient on a walk outdoors. In the Phoenix picture, we cannot see the doctor's face, but we can see that the little girl is calm and that she is receiving extraordinary treatment. I really like the Denver picture as well because the little girl and the doctor both have smiles on their faces and make it look like she is getting the best treatment around. Visual emotional appeal. Persuading viewers will include their mind and emotion. In order to persuade an audience to buy into something, there will be many times an emotional connection. According to Paul Lester, an emotional response enables viewers to remember the image or product more permanently. Daniel, Caleb, and Heather all talk about emotional appeal. Daniel wants to use pictures of families so it will create an emotional response to parents looking at the website. Caleb wants pictures of people playing in the outdoors. He wants to create an emotional response that people will have fun playing in the outdoors and connect it to the doctor's office. Heather touches on the great point about what patients would want to see regarding the facility. I think the main thing viewers want to see is that the patients are happy and getting taken care of. This will create the visual response of happiness and safety. The four pictures also create an emotional appeal when they show the viewers something they are familiar with. For example, if the picture in Miami was the only picture throughout all of the locations, the New York City and Denver locations might not feel as safe or see it as emotionally appealing because they are not familiar with the setting. They will also think that it is not as accommodating for the New York City and Denver offices as they are for, say, the Miami one, because they can't go outside and take their patients for walks in all times of years. Thank you.